Everyone knows if I'm the nominee, I will beat Biden and I will serve 2 terms, and I will be able to destroy leftism in this country and leave woke ideology on the dustbin of history.
Seems super democratic.
I hate this fixation with the right in using the word woke against their enemies.
Do they even know what they're saying, Lynda?
Well, even Donald Trump. Today, there was some video of him questioning this whole woke thing.
And I don't like the term woke because I hear woke. You know, it's like just a term that half the people can't even define it. They don't know what it is.
Oh my God, I agree with Donald Trump?
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's the first time I agree with Donald Trump. And you might be saying, well, what does the definition of woke actually mean?
Yeah.
We looked it up. Okay. So they're saying it's an adjective and it means alert to racial prejudice and discrimination. So I dug back a little bit deeper. In fact, I saw a really interesting article about the history of woke and wokeness. And this, in a nutshell, is back when Black people used to tell each other to stay woke, meaning stay alert to danger.
Right.
And then after the first young Black man was killed by police, Black Lives Matter jumped on board and started to talk about wokeness, woke and wokeness. And that's kind of the genesis of it. And so people who use the word woke on the right are essentially being critical of anyone that they don't agree with their politics.
It's right up there with snowflake, baby.
And if you think, oh, this is just an American term, woke, no. So the Prime Minister here during the Liberal convention talked about the conservatives and the use of the word woke.
We care about reconciliation. We care about justice. It has never been more clear that everything is interwoven. But again, conservative politicians just don't get that. They don't connect the dots. They either say investing in Canadians is a waste of money, or that our policies are too woke.
Oh yeah, the conservative leader jumped on that one.
Do you think?
Bob's your uncle.
You do have words for me when I'm not around, like at your Liberal Party convention, where you criticized me for not being woke. You said that people need to wake up and accept your woke ways. Well, let's define what your woke ways are. You believe that we should ban hunting rifles and legalize crack, cocaine, and heroin, as you've done in partnership with BC's NDP. That's woke, and it's not working.
I wish we could ban the word woke because the whole intent and the original meaning of woke made sense. Young Black people had
Be
to
aware.
be aware.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah. Now,
be awake.
why are
be
people
woke.
so mean? To me, when people say, oh, you're so woke, I just think that they're mean-spirited.
Mean-spirited or lack better vocabulary. Because that when my son, for example, he'll be mad at me for saying it, talking about this on the air, but so what? Go to bed. He says, Mom, because when he uses a swear or a verbal crutch, I will poke at him at it. I'll be like, hey, can you find a better word than that? Like if he'll say hate, like hate's a lazy word. What are you actually thinking and feeling? When you say woke to me, I'd like to say, what do you mean by that? Do you not like my platform? Do you not like my opinion? Do you not like the tone of my voice? All of those things can be true, but all of those things can be true, but you're woke. I mean, okay, makes you look dumb is what it does.
The thing that concerns me right now is when we see this backlash around the Bud Light thing with the trans influencer.
Happy Pride, by the way.
Yeah, happy Pride. I feel like the LGBTQ community is at risk, and I feel like someone's going to die because of this culture war and the people being woke, and I want it to be gone. I want us to find a way to come to the middle.
Yeah.
If you're not trans, if you're not gay, if you're not a gun owner, if you're not left, you're not right, it doesn't matter.
You're allowed to disagree.
It doesn't matter.
You guys watch us disagree and get along all the time. How about that? How about we do that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Let's throw woke out.
Let's do it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Really, really done with that for 2023. Coming up next on Steel and Vance, a hockey icon shines a light on a dark subject, domestic violence. Trevor Lynden's going to join the show next.
Cannot wait.